Hi, I'm Rich Brown, Senior Editor for CNET. Today we're going to take a look at the Vizio CA27-A1. Now you might know Vizio for making low-cost TVs, but this is actually its first desktop PC among an assortment of computers it came out with this year. So this particular model is an 1149 desktop. It comes with a 27-inch display and some interesting design choices around some of its accessories and as well as the overall design of the system. So the base of the unit is very small. Vizio has really gone to great effort to make this sort of a minimal piece of hardware. There's some sacrifices that come with that though, which are kind of for better or for worse. Now the riskiest decision Vizio made with this PC was to ship it with a touchpad instead of a mouse. Now it comes with Windows 7 right now, but of course you can upgrade to Windows 8 when that comes out later this year, and that's a much more touch-oriented operating system. Now we can't report on the Windows 8 experience with this system right now because with touch comes a whole series of gestures and that software is not available yet. But I can say at least in Windows 7, the touchpad really doesn't cut it as a mouse replacement. The input is just far too laggy and not precise enough. That said, the problem is easy enough to fix by supplying your own mouse. Now of course it also comes with a wireless keyboard. It's a pretty good design here. It feels nice and sturdy. There's some interesting buttons at the top here. In particular, there's Vizio button. It brings up sort of a support page. The other is this video input select button. Now the system comes with two HDMI inputs, which means you can connect a cable box or a game console or any other external video source and use this system as sort of a home entertainment hub. Now it's a great feature that we like to see in all-in-ones, and Vizio has certainly gone to good effort to put that at the forefront of this PC. Now the third input device is this remote control. It's a pretty straightforward piece of hardware. It has a power button that controls just the power for the display, so that's useful. Now you might notice this big box over here. Now that's not only a subwoofer, and it puts out decent audio, but not really more than we expect from a $1,000 desktop. But it also doubles as the power supply, which is kind of good and bad. It's good because it means this base unit can be nice and small. It's bad because you have this separate subwoofer power supply thing connected to your computer, and the power cord from the PC has to run through it in order to connect to the wall. Now the last real risky decision that Vizio made with the system was to leave out an optical drive entirely. Of course you can add an external optical drive, whichever kind you want, through the USB ports, but with no DVD or Blu-ray drive built into the system, it sort of has some compromises if you want to use it as a home entertainment PC. Now, granted, not everyone will miss DVD drives, not everyone uses Blu-ray, and you can easily replace that functionality with a game console or even a standalone optical player. Now, if we look around the base of the unit, you'll see some pretty familiar looking PC ports. You've got some USB 3 inputs, which are great, a couple of HDMI inputs like we mentioned. It also has an eSATA port here in the back, and if you look on the right side, it's got an SD card input as well as another USB 3 jack. It comes with a reasonably fast Core i5 chip, so it can keep up with any application you want to throw at it. It also comes with a lower-end NVIDIA graphics chip, a GeForce 640M LE chip. But you may notice that with some more advanced PC games or when you bump up the image quality settings, performance is not quite what you want it to be. There is one minor compromise in terms of its PC hardware. It only has 4 GB of RAM. Now 6 and 8 are pretty common at this price range, and with 4 you maybe lose some power in terms of multimedia editing, particularly in more recent versions of Photoshop. Vizio put some clear effort into the design of this system, and it also took some interesting risks, for better or for worse. If you're willing to go along with those risks, or if you're willing to add your own hardware to sort of make up what they lack, this system actually could be pretty good if you're looking for a budget, large screen all-in-one. For more traditional PC users, we probably recommend a system from someone else. So I'm Rich Brown. This is the Vizio CA27-A1.